Hey guys, today is March 19th, 2020, and we're on lesson 11.2. And our target for today is I can use a 100 chart to subtract multiples of 10 from two-digit numbers. Now let's go over what we talked about yesterday. Does anybody remember what tool we used yesterday to subtract tens? That's right, we used base 10 blocks, place value blocks. And hopefully you had a lot of practice using those and using straight lines if you were drawing for tens and dots for ones if you were drawing those place value blocks. We also talked about how that solving an equation such as 3 take away 1 could help you solve 30 take away 10. This would be the same as 3 tens take away 1 10 equals, that's right, 2 tens. So that means 30 take away 10 equals 20. Very good. So we used place value blocks like 1, 2, 3 ones, take away 1 1 equals 2, and then 1, 2, 3 tens, take away 1 10 equals 2 tens, which is 20. So that was yesterday's lesson. For you parents, just as a reminder, every day there will be 4 things that your students are required to do. The first one is going to be to do the solve and share, which I will work through on the board in this lesson. And then the next thing, they will watch a video which is called our visual learning bridge. And then the next one will be practice. And then the final thing will be a quick check, which sends me a score to let me know how you guys are doing on these lessons. And there should be a way to submit those to the teacher every time that you finish one of those so that I know that those are complete. And then you'll get 4 new ones the next day. Try to make sure that you complete them daily so they don't start piling up on you. But for today, our target lesson is I can use a 100 chart to subtract multiples of 10 from the two-digit numbers. Now, if you would take a look at your solve and share, it asks, how can I use a 100 chart to solve 50 minus 30? So let's take a look at that equation and see what we know about this equation. 50 minus 30. Now, if we look at our two numbers, the biggest number is first. Whenever you're subtracting, you always take away from the biggest number. This is our whole. So that means this is a part, and this difference is going to be our other part. So we're taking away from the whole. And if we look at these two numbers, what do they both have in the ones place? That's right, a 0. So what that tells me is my answer is going to have a 0 in the ones place. But what am I going to put for my tens place? You say, Miss Baker, yesterday we learned 5 take away 3 equals 2. That's right. We could do that, but we could also use our new tool today, which is a 100 chart. So let's take a look at a 100 chart. Keep in mind, 50 take away 30. Now, if you take a look at the 100 chart, now remember a 100 chart is a chart of numbers all the way to 100 in order. And at the bottom, you can see here this little column. It says 10, 20, 30. And it's just a little reminder that as you go up and down the columns, you count by tens. So our target for today is to be able to subtract multiples of 10. So we're just going to be traveling up and down today. We're not going to be traveling across because that's counting by ones. We're only going to be traveling up and down. Okay? So our equation was, that's right, 50 take away 30. So where am I going to start on my 100 chart? That's right, we start with the whole. We start at 50. So when you locate 50 on your 100 chart, if I go up 1, what did I land on? That's right, 40. I landed on 40. So whenever I go up 1 in the column, that means I'm counting up by 10. So that means I took 10 away from 50 to get 40. So 50 take away 10 is 40. What if I went back to my starting number, 50, and I went up 1, 2? What did I land on? 30, that's right. So 50 take away 10, 20 is 30. But our equation said 50 take away 30. So how many times am I going to go up on our 100 chart? That's right, 3. Why would I go up 3 times on the 100 chart? Because 3 tens is 30. So I'm going to start at 50, and then I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3. Where did I land? That's right, 20. Now remember, we said our answer is going to end in a 0. Does 20 end in a 0? Very good. So the difference of 50 take away 30 is 20. Very good. You guys did a great job on that one. Now let's try something else. What if we had the equation 40 take away 10? What's the first thing you can tell me about the difference of these two numbers? That's right, because they both end in a 0, my difference is going to end in a 0. So there's the first thing we know. Now, this equation is going to tell us where to start on the 100 chart and how many times to go up or down. That's right, we're going up, because when you go up on a 100 chart, the number gets smaller, and subtracting means the number gets smaller. So this first number is going to tell you where to start. Then the second number is going to tell you how many times to move. Now, are we going to move 10 times? No, we're going to move that many tens. The number in the tens digit is going to tell you how many times to move. And then what we land on is going to be our difference, because the difference is an answer to a subtraction problem. So, where are we going to start at? We're going to start at 40. Now, let's see if we can find 40. There's 30, 37. There's the 40. Now, the equation said 40 take away 10. So, if I go to 40 and then I go down and I'm on 50. Is that right? No, that's not right, because the number got bigger. We are subtracting. So, let's go back to our magic number 40. And then I'm going to go up 110. And what did I land on? That's right, 30. So that means 40 take away 10 equals 30. 4 tens minus 1 10 equals 3 tens. Awesome job, awesome job. You guys are doing great. Now let's take a look at one more equation. What if I did 10 take away 10? Oh, you say, Miss Baker, that's super, super easy. But you've got to be able to tell me how to solve it using, what is this called? 100 chart, that's right. So 10 take away 10 equals blank. What do we know about our difference? Right, since both numbers end in 0, our difference is going to end in 0. Now, this equation is going to tell us how we need to start and tell us how we need to travel. So, the first number is 10, so I'm going to start at 10. That is our whole. Remember, you subtract from the whole. And then this tells us, are we going up or are we going down? That's right, we're going up because the number gets smaller when you subtract. So 10, then we're going to go up. How many tens? That's right, 1, because there's a 1 in the tens place and a 0 in the ones place. Now remember, when we were adding last time we did this topic, then our numbers got bigger. But remember, the number has to get smaller. So 10 take away 10. So let's see. Let's find 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. And we're going to go up how many times? That's right, 1 time. Right chart. We've went off the chart and there's no number there. So what should be there? It's the number that comes right before 1 when we're counting. That's right, 0. It is 0. So if you have 10 pieces of candy and you gave 10 pieces of candy away, then you have 0 pieces of candy. Very good. I think that one deserves a cheer. Let's do a snap, crackle, pop. Awesome job. You guys did great with that. Now, you know, Miss Baker, I'm going to try to trick you. Now, we know what we do if we have the whole and we take away the part. But what if, just what if, we are missing the whole and then we take away the part, and let's say the part is 10 and it equals 60. So, what we can do is we can think, this is a part, I'm going to put a P for part. This is a part, I'm going to put a P for part. And we're missing the whole, which actually starts with the W, even though it sounds like an H. So, these parts are supposed to come together to make the whole. So, what addition equation could we write using these numbers? Because remember, addition equations are part, whole. So part plus part equals whole. So what part do we have? That's right, we have a 10. What other part do we have? 60. And that equals blank because we don't know our whole. So let's go to our 100 chart and see if we can solve this equation to find the missing mystery number. So we have 10 plus 60. Now, the last time we did this and we worked with adding two-digit numbers, we know that we go down the 100 chart because when we're adding, the numbers get bigger. So we're going to start at 10, and it says 10 plus 60. How many 10s are in 60? That's right, there's 6 10s in 60. So I'm going to go down how many times? 6 times. So I'm going to start at 10, and I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Where did I land? I landed on 70. So that means the missing number is 70. So to see if we're correct, we're going to go back to our 100 chart. We're going to start at 70. We're going to go up 1 10 and see if we land on 60. Are you ready? 70, 70. Go up 1. Did we land on 60? Yes, we landed on 60. I think that deserves a flea clap. Are you ready? Yay! Now, here's how you find the missing whole. Now, you're going to do that on your practice today, and it may be on your quick check. So make sure that you practice some of these because, you know, it may be pretty easy if we know the whole and we take away the part, but sometimes we might be missing the whole. So make sure that you practice this. Come back to the video if you don't understand it. Look back at your 100 chart. Parents, you guys can make this. You can even make pieces of the 100 chart. You may not need the whole 100 chart, but you can make pieces of it to fit what you need. Okay? So make sure that we use a 100 chart to subtract multiples of 10. Now, multiples of 10 are when they end in a 0 when we're starting with numbers that end in 0. Okay, so you're just traveling up and down the 10 column today, okay? We're not going back and forth, that's counting by ones. We're going up and down the column today. So good luck and see you tomorrow.